Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of my Airline Tycoon Let's Play. So let's get this episode underway, and a few things have changed since the last episode. So first of all, I went ahead and renamed the plane just to go ahead and get rid of any confusion. So I've named the Berlin to London routes, the plane, the Berlin to London pretty much. Quite simple. Same with Berlin to Paris. The plane that is flying the Berlin to Paris route, the plane is now named that as well. And then the planes that are flying the London to New York, right now I've got Transatlantic 1 and Transatlantic 2, but they are basically all the same. So with that done, overnight we made quite a bit of money, which is good to see. Every transatlantic flight is bringing in a few $100,000 on both of the planes, which is really good. However, we are having some gate issues. Looks like on the Transatlantic 1 on Tuesday, and on the Transatlantic 2 as well. However, we can probably get rid of some of these actually. We can just go ahead and push everything up here, so it's running back to back non-stop, or near enough back to back non-stop. However, I am happy to go ahead and buy a third gate, because I think that would be a good investment going forwards, to just get rid of any of these collisions. For the time being though, I have resolved the issues, but in this episode I really want to go ahead and buy another plane, and that's what I'm going to work towards. Starting off though, I need to see if any other airlines have issued any other stocks, which I think Phoenix might have, so we're going to make a trip to the bank to start this episode off today. So I need to keep on top really of stock control and just see what all the other airlines are doing, and I guess what we are doing. We don't need to ever issue any more stock, to be honest, just because of how well we are doing. But the Phoenix Travel, their stocks are down to 20% it looks like, so I own 22%, however I want that to be 30%, and Sunshine Airlines has also issued more, which we'll go ahead and buy. So I would like to buy some stocks please, and then just give me all of Sunshine Airlines. So the 50%, I'll just put in 50%, I can only buy 5%, but that's good enough for me. That's a nice 300,000 investment there. And then Phoenix Travel, I should be able to buy about 8 or 9%, so we'll just go ahead and enter 9 here, and then you can only buy 6 unfortunately, but nonetheless I'll take that, and that is all the stocks I can buy for the time being. So as we can see here, I own 29%, he owns 70%, and then Sunshine Airlines I also own 29%, which is interesting there. We own 100% of our company as well. So with that done, that is the bank done for today. What I need to work out is what we're going to do going forwards. So we need to run back up to the office right now, and 2 gates is going to work out fine for the time being. I don't need to worry about that at all. But as we can see here, Berlin to London is flying non-stop, right? But we can see here that the route capacity is only at 28%. Similarly, we're running the Berlin-Paris non-stop. However, that is capacity of 52%, which is pretty good. Then we've also got we jump out of here onto our transatlantic flights. We've got New York to London. That's flying non-stop on 2 planes, and it's only at 12% capacity, right? So that means the bottom line is we need more planes, because we need more capacity. So what I want to do is I want to acquire another plane which is the exact same, if not very similar, to the transatlantic planes, which I believe are Boeing 757-300s. That's what I want to acquire, one of those this episode, and also one of the Boeing 737-400s, the one which the Berlin-Paris and Berlin-London flights use as well. So at the end of the day, basically I want to go ahead and get 2 new planes. So for that we need to go ahead and skip forward a few days, which is what I'm going to do. So every night it looks like we're gaining 2 million, so we come in with 15.7 million this morning, which is good. Then we skip forward to tomorrow, so we go from 15.7 million up to, that was over 2 million there, it was about 2.4 million we gained there, which is great. One thing I want to do though before we skip forward any more days is actually go ahead and up security, just because we're making so much money now that we can go ahead and afford to pay out for so much security. So on the basis last night we made about 2.4 million, then we can go ahead and literally just deploy all that. Now take off 560,000 here from 2.4 million, we're still making 1.8 million, so that's our security maxed out, I guess you could say. So we'll return to the office now, and hopefully we should get no more sabotage incidents going forwards. So right now we're on 18.1 million, we jump forwards, and then we're on to 19.8 million, so we still made 1.7 million overnight. Our image is up to 47%, but for now we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be a pattern going forward. We're basically going to skip a few days, then what we're going to do is we're going to play the game, then we're going to skip a few days, because really nothing much changes between day to day at this current stage of the game. Anyway, so an interesting offer from Yumburger, which I think I will decline, and that is the only mail we've got. So let's go ahead and check out how everything's doing. So we have a lot of gate clashes, so we're definitely 100 million% going to have to buy a new gate, because I can't go ahead and resolve these too well. Our transatlantic flights are also moaning about gate clashes, so we'll just have to go ahead and address these issues. I do want to go ahead and maximise our flying time though, so I'm just going to go ahead and push some of these planes up for the time being, but long term I'm just going to go ahead and buy a new gate in this episode. So that'll cost me $1 million, and I want to inquire about a new plane pretty much straight away now as well. Anyway, so how are all our planes doing? So it looks like the Paris-Berlin pretty much maximising its profit there, 32,000, which is good to see. London-Berlin should be at about 42,000 again, that's pretty much at its maximum. That is good to see. Our transatlantic flights, which are going from New York to London, they're pretty much maxed out. That's at 409,000 there, and that one was also at 409,000. And then on the transatlantic too, exact same thing pretty much, so we just need to go ahead and I guess get more planes to fly these routes. The only route capacity I really need to worry about is New York to London, which is at 14%. So let's go ahead and inquire about a new plane. So let me just go ahead and double check the figure here. The distance from London to New York is 5,500 kilometers. So let's go ahead and look at buying a new plane, because I don't know how easy it is going to be, but we'll very quick, actually, you know what, we need to go to the bank first, then we'll worry about that. I don't know how much our plane is going to cost, I guess you could say, so we could take out a loan temporarily, or we can go ahead and just issue more stock. So the first thing is, it looks like Sunshine Airlines has issued more stock, which I need to continue to buy up constantly, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I think it's an extra like 5% she's issued, so maybe 4%, but we'll go ahead and take that for the small fee of like 200,000. So we own 29% still on both airlines, and we need to maintain that, so that's why I ran down to the bank first of all. Anyway, let's run upstairs and see what we can do. So we're looking for a plane which roughly at least has a speed of over 800 kilometers per hour. I'm guessing we're looking for a good capacity, probably about 180. We're also looking for a plane which can go a distance of 5,500 kilometers. So something like this, that would be great actually, that top plane, but I just don't think that we can go ahead and afford that just yet. We could wait up and save for that though. Similarly though, there are smaller versions which we can go ahead and buy. This one here probably looks like the optimal one. I'm just thinking, this one here, the Airbus 310, that is a really good looking plane which I like the look of, so that's a strong possibility as a contender. That plane there's just a bit too much, however it would be great actually. 345 passengers. We might save up for that one actually, the Galaxy, which costs 25 million. The difference between that and the A310 is just the passenger numbers, and there's a little bit of range difference, but to be honest we don't need that 7,000, we only need, what, 5,509, so that would be adequate. So what I think I'm going to do is save up for the Galaxy for the time being, so I need to get to 25 million for that to happen, which will only take a few days I think. I do just want to go ahead and very curiously just check air travel, I guess, to just see if there's anything nice looking at air travel to pick up, any like $1 million contracts, but it's all like tiny contracts which I'm really not interested in anymore at all. From now on out it's pretty much only going to be orders. Orders did work well at the start when we were trying to raise a little bit of capital, but now we are, I guess, constantly trying to bring in a profit, and orders, it just isn't the way forward at all. Anyway, I'm going to skip forward here probably about 2 or 3 days. That is us image now at 50% as well, so we'll probably go ahead and do some more advertising, and I need to make sure that all my routes image, those individual routes, have an image of 99%. or 100, and then we'll slowly, I guess, get the airline's overall image up as well as we go. Anyway, we'll go ahead and skip forward for one more day, I think. And the good thing is we're not getting affected by any more sabotage incidents, which is good. We're up to 90,000 passengers travelled, which is just absolutely mental. So we'll do one more day. I'll be cheeky and do one more day. We've got no letters in the letterbox. We didn't actually gain too much overnight there, but I've got a feeling it's because of some scheduling problems. And it is many scheduling problems. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to go ahead and buy a new gate ASAP. So we're going to go into the manager's office and we're going to go ahead and speak with him. We have 31 million, so we have a little bit of extra money which we can play with. So first of all, let's go in here and let's get an expansion for the airport. I'll have to contribute $1 million, which I'm totally fine with that. So that is $1 million taken out of my account. Now if we look at the board, how do we rent that? I think we have to wait till tomorrow, unfortunately, so we'll just have to leave it for the time being. We'll run along here and actually buy the Galaxy plane, which we were going to go ahead and buy yesterday. So very quickly just skip through all yours. So is this definitely the plane we want to go for? I'm pretty sure it is, to be honest. So let's just go ahead and buy that. So that's costing us 25 million. Only one for the time being. I'm sure in the future though I'll try save up and be back for more. So with that new gate getting built, that won't be built till tomorrow. So unfortunately, I don't think we can claim it tomorrow or maybe the next day in fact. And the reason for that is because it takes 1 day for it to build and then it takes 1 day for it to be claimed as yours, which is a shame, but we'll find that out tomorrow, I guess. So we're very quickly going to return into the office here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to hopefully go ahead and solve all these issues by moving a few planes up, or the issues for tomorrow and the next few days anyway. So far we seem to be getting around all these gate clashes, but I think it's just going to knock us on the head when we get this 5th plane, I guess, into proper operation. So that's all the, I guess, confusion solved up till Monday on the Transatlantic 2. What about this plane here? You're fine till Monday, you're fine till Monday, and you're fine till Monday. So everything's good till Monday. Now it looks like the plane is in red here. The reason the plane is in red is because it doesn't have enough flight attendants. We've got enough pilots, but we need to go ahead and hire, it looks like, 4 more flight attendants. However, one thing we can do is jump into here, and I'm looking for the... First of all, we'll actually start upgrading this straight away. I could actually... I'm not going to go ahead and do it just yet though. I'll start off with comfort, but the problem is that I actually have 4 million in the bank account right now, which I never realised. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a flight attendant off the Berlin-London plane, and she is going to get transferred over onto our new plane. First of all, we've got some new mail, which again is a promotional thing. That's a promotional thing, but nothing of that good interest. Anyway, so with all that done, we're going to go ahead and probably skip forward about 2 more days just to hopefully gain a little bit more money. So we're back up to 6.4 million, which is good. And we can go ahead and hopefully claim the gate. So as we can see, the new gate has been built, but we actually need to go ahead and claim this gate. So to claim this gate, I think we need to go to the manager's office, and I believe we get it from the board. So as we can see here, gate 5, rent that per day, that's going to cost us like £2,000–3,000, not a lot at all, but that will definitely be valuable. As you can see, it's not actually claimed right now, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow until we get our proper hands on that. Anyway, so how many people do we need to go ahead and hire? We need to go ahead and get, it looks like, yeah, 3 more flight attendants, so we'll go ahead and do that straight away. So we'll run next door to the personnel office and see who we can get our hands on. So first of all, I'm looking for flight attendants, and out of the 7 I need to hire 3 of yous. So very talented, we'll employ you. Moderately talented, I don't know. Very highly gifted, we'll take you. Above average is not good enough. Talented is good though, so we'll take you. Talented, we'll take you, and very highly gifted, we'll take you as well. So I'll maybe go ahead and fire one of the ones which... We'll maybe fire you, because you're only gifted, so we'll revoke employment. So that means we've got an extra flight attendant there as well, and we also have an extra pilot on our books if we need be. One thing I actually want to check is our advisors. Can we go ahead and possibly hire any better advisors, like one for fuel, because that would be a great advisor to have. So we've got 3 applications here. That's an order analyst, which I'm not interested in, an informer, and we've also got a plane analyst. So I really want a fuel one. That's the area that I'm unsure on, and I'd really hopefully get some help from, I guess, from him. But order analyst, I'm not really bothered about orders because we're not taking orders, so there's no need for you. An informer, I think an informer is a good person to have because he'll tell me what the other airlines are up to, and I guess what happens with the stocks. And then a plane analyst, they'll basically just tell me, I guess, when my planes need fixed and that sort of stuff, so we'll employ you as well. So quite a bit of an employment there. Now that there should be the adequate amount of people, that might take till tomorrow to update, or we're short of another pilot. That's what we need. We need another pilot. So again, we'll run back next door and go ahead and get the pilot files. So let's go ahead and hire a pilot. We only need 1 pilot, which is good. We've done a lot of hiring and a lot of spending so far in this episode, and we're only, what, like 15 or so minutes in. But a pilot, so comes from a family of pilots, that sounds pretty good. I'm literally just going to base this off price actually, so talented, you're looking the best so far, very highly gifted. To be honest, there's a quite a large variety, to be honest. I'm wanting someone who is, I don't know what's the best, moderately talented. I think talented is the best. I think you're probably going to be the best. So, has been a self-taught flying instructor for 1 engine planes for 20 years. His former employer says he is average, but it says talented, so maybe he's not the one to go for. Very highly gifted. This guy looks like my kind of guy, so an aircraft electronics specialist. Flying is his hobby. Saying it's his hobby isn't the best, to be honest, but this guy owns a pilot school. The school almost broke, therefore forced to work as a pilot. I think I'm going to hire this guy, Tom Woods. So welcome in to the company. So that is that plane now got enough people to go ahead and fly that plane, so that plane can start flying, but I'm not going to start it flying until tomorrow, just due to the fact that we have, I guess, some issues with gating, which I need to make sure this gate is in our hands for tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day there, skip forwards, and we go up into 8 million, 9 million there, which is good. So we have to go ahead and go into this briefing here, and we've got plenty of security, but there is an exclamation mark beside Sunshine Airways, and that means that someone has been caught, I'm assuming. Now also looking at Falcon lines, we need to go to the bank today as well. We're also nearly at 100,000 people, which is great to see. But let's continue into the briefing here.
I'm afraid I have bad news. There's been a sabotage incident at
Phoenix Travel.
Employees were talked into going on strike. That's an awful way to do business. I have irrefutable proof that
Sunshine Airlines
is responsible for that incident. In the interest of my airport, I am not going to report you to the police. At least not if you pay a fine to
Phoenix Travel.
You agree? That's good. But I'm warning you, don't ever try anything like that again. Furthermore, there has been a sabotage incident at...
Right, so we can go ahead and skip the rest of that. Something is about to happen though. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it just follows the other character. But we can go ahead and see we've got 3 gates in our hands now, which is good. That's what I wanted. So let's go ahead and start getting... You're pretty much mainly just going to fly New York to London's on you. What is the route capacity at right now exactly? It's at 16%, but it's about to go up a lot because, as we can see here, and that's the first thing I'm going to do actually, is upgrade this plane quite a bit. So, going to upgrade you to 3 stars, you to 3 stars, and you to 3 stars. That can all get done pretty quickly. Let's go into the technical sides of things, and let's go ahead and make it a ratio of 9:1, because we know that is most effective. So you're just basically going to fill up with London to New York's and New York to London's. So right now you can take 310 second class passengers and then 17 first class passengers going forward. So again, let's just go ahead and do the boring bit, I guess, and let's just go ahead and fill all of this up. So worked out a little bit faster way to go ahead and do this is to just spam flights in like this. And then what we'll go ahead and do is just fill in the gaps. So interestingly, we have 3 gates on our hands, yet we're going to have a gate clash here. That is absolutely crazy. So I can just go ahead and move stuff slightly around a bit with this. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Again, we could go ahead and acquire as many gates as we want now because we know how cheap it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and fill in the yellow and grey areas now, and let's get this plane into the sky because the sooner it does, the more money we make. This year, this should probably make about 500,000 per flight going forward, so it's going to be extremely profitable. It's just annoying that I guess we've got quite a few gate clashes already, so I'm already tempted to go ahead and buy another gate. I really want to just avoid gate clashes in general. Going forward, if we do go ahead and acquire another gate, it's going to be a plane per gate, literally. It's just unfortunate, I guess we're getting some situations here where we're just colliding with times with other planes, which we just want to go ahead and avoid going forward. So that's us got 5 planes in the air. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rename you Transatlantic 3, because that's pretty much what you are right now. So there we go. For short, if I do refer to it in future, which I might, as the TA3, Transatlantic 3. So that is that in operation there, and that is all good to go. So we'll see how that does tomorrow. Hopefully the demand, I guess, should go up for the London to New York. Now we've got more seats. I mean, overall we have, what, 310 extra second class seats, and I know pretty much they'll sell out straight away, which is good going forwards. Anyway, a letter here. You were the highest bidder for the following gate 5, so that means we have gate 5, which is good, and another promotional there. So let's go ahead and run down to the bank and see how everything is going so far. I don't really think too much will have changed, but things might have changed, and I actually take that back. So Phoenix Travel share price has gone back up, only to $31, and Sunshine Airlines has some shares available, so let's go ahead and snap those up. So I'd like to buy some stocks, Sunshine Airlines of course, and let's go ahead and... what are these gonna... let's go ahead and just enter 70, because I can only buy 4% for 300,000, which is no problem at all. Interestingly, our share price is actually going down a bit, which I don't like. That's down to 99%, however, or 99%, $99, but it is still pretty good compared to the other share prices. So with that done, let's go ahead and check the flight board, because that is something we've really not done in a long time actually. So as we can see, yeah, it's all my planes in action, literally. It's absolutely insane, and 2 planes are taking off at the same time, which is totally allowed. As we can see here, it looks like we've got all 3 gates in action, and it looks like Sunshine Airlines have had their office blown up, which is a bit of a shame. That wasn't me, so it must have been... oh, the security office is currently closed, which can kind of actually put my airline at a bit of a risk, which I don't like. But one thing we need to check before we wrap up today is, I guess, how the individual image of the individual routes are doing. So London to New York, your image is at 89%, which is wonderful. London to Berlin, your image is at 99%, which is wonderful. And then finally the Berlin to Paris, your image is at 92%, so pretty much flawless all round. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead to tomorrow. So right now, we are on 5.7 million. I want to see what we're at by tomorrow. Holy snap, so we gained 3 million overnight. 3 million, that is absolutely insane. And we also passed the 100,000 passengers barrier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip forward, I think, 2 or 3 days here again. Just do the same as what we've been doing. We are gaining... that's another 3 million there, so that's us on to 12.5 million. Then if we go ahead and jump forward once more, that is us up to... holy shit, that was like 3.6 million there. So airlines image is at 61%. I think it's going to be time to buy another plane soon and just pretty much do the exact same as the Transatlantic 3. This gate issue is really annoying me though, so what I think I am actually going to do is go ahead and buy another gate, because I'm just going to get pissed off as we go on, and we have the money there, so we might as well. I don't actually know how many gates in the airport can actually be built, but I guess we'll go ahead and see if we can still get an extra gate. Yep, so we can go ahead and afford that, so that'll be okay with me. So that is going to buy one brand new gate, but I would actually like to go ahead and get 2 new gates. But unfortunately I can't, I need to wait for the current new one to be built. So what we'll do is we'll go back into the office very quickly and just go ahead and see if there's any more gate issues arising. So how's the Transatlantic 3 doing? So it's pretty much full and it's making like 400,000, which is absolutely wonderful. That ticket price is maxed out, isn't it? Yeah, it is maxed out, so it's totally fine. So the Transatlantic 3 is going to be doing superb going forward. It looks like it's already full. That route capacity is already up to 21%, though I know that can get even better going forward. So again, some more gate clashes, which I don't like. We need to go ahead though and fit in another route in here. So if we jump backwards and we go here to a London to New York can fit in there, and then a New York to London can fit in on Sunday morning, then we're good. There's no gate clashes. There is a gate clash there on Monday, but we can deal with that because by then we should have our new desk. And what it's going to have to be going forward is every single plane is going to have its own desk, excluding the Berlin-Paris because that's not actually at this airport. So going ahead, we have 4 planes, we have 3 desks. By tomorrow we'll have another 1. Anyway, so we're at 15.5 million last night. As we can see this morning, we are into 18.7 million, so absolutely wonderful. We're going to probably go ahead and buy a new Galaxy very shortly. So let's go back into the airport manager's office and see what we can do. See if we can go ahead and acquire our brand new gates. So we're going to hopefully get gate number 6, which is good. Let's go ahead and apply for another expansion. So my application is declined until I guess I get that gate into my possession, which is kind of frustrating. Anyway, let's go ahead and, I say anyway too much, and I do apologise. Anyway and so are the words which are just, I say way too often. And it really does annoy me personally as well, don't worry. But as you can see, it's all us, and that's only flights up to 5 o'clock, or 3 o'clock even. I'm sure we've got more flights flying after that later on today. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to return up to the office and I'm going to call it a day there. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my Airline Tycoon Let's Play. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. We bought a new plane this episode and we'll be buying a new plane next episode. Lots of money being earned this episode and I'm really happy to see how things are going. I don't really know how long this series will continue to go on for, but I guess we're getting to the later stages of the game now, and we just need to go ahead and wait and see if one of the other 2 airlines slip up. Anyway, that's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.